I think we've talked about this in the past in one of our episodes, how the popular thing to do is say, we don't need theology. We just give me Jesus.
Just give me a relationship with Jesus.
Enough
give me
of this
Jesus.
theology. And we're literally seeing in numbers the result of what that is doing to our church.
Yeah.
And it's almost like this is not the church. And that's really harsh. Yeah. And that's probably not reality. But you wouldn't think that the church would be believing some of these things.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're right. And what this stems from, I think, is two factions of the church. Sorry, this drink has me swallowing hard.
That was the most proper laugh.
Why, Watson? No, sorry. So I think this kind of stems from two different types of church, and these are the two types of churches that are becoming the fastest growing and the most prominent in our culture today. And that's one, the type of church that assumes doctrine. Mm-hmm. So they're preaching and they're on a text, let's take any text in Romans basically, and they're in Romans, and they might hit the life practicality of that verse, or some self-help point, and they just assume that they're Christians. They believe that. They know what that really means. They know that that's about justification by faith alone. They know that that's about this. So they don't touch on things like that, because they just assume that the people in their seats, their pews, whatever.
And that'd be nice if
what
we
have
could
you
assume that.
Exactly.
You can't assume that.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't make the assumption that the people in the seats know what you're.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the other side is what you just hit on, is the churches that are, no, we're just going to give people Jesus. Right. They don't need theology. They don't need the deep stuff. They just need Jesus. But the funny thing about those churches is when you listen to their sermons and you listen back on their recordings, Jesus is very rarely even mentioned in a lot of their sermons. So it's like, well, where's this Jesus that you want?
And it's not Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's what, it's so deceiving, because we think that we're pursuing Jesus, but what we're literally doing is just creating a folk theology. Yeah. Like if you look at all the religions in the world, folk theology happens when we get away from orthodoxy, which is taught by pastors, elders, priests, shaman, what have you, of that religion. And when you pull away from that and you stop getting at the source of the truth, it becomes a folk theology, and it's not truth.
Yeah, passed down by mouth, by word of mouth, but word of mouth by word of mouth, and somewhere down the line it gets to some unbelief of we become angels when we get to heaven, or something more serious, but.
Heaven.
Wait.
We do not, Mike. I
We
almost called you Micah.
become angels?
We do not. No.
We become gods.
What have I been working for?
What?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I know it's okay. Moving on.
Let's go back to that statement that we were both said. I don't want theology. I just want Jesus. Why is that such? And I gotta say, why is that such a stupid saying?
It's not an understanding of what theology is, first of all. Because if we wanted Jesus, we would want theology.
Exactly.
Because theology means study of God.
Exactly. And so you ask somebody that, I don't need theology, I just need Jesus. And you ask them, well, what about Jesus do you need? Any answer they give, right or wrong, is going to be a theology. It might be a wrong theology, or they might accidentally hit a right theology, but it's still going to be a theology. It's just crazy, because to have that mindset means that you literally just say the name Jesus and hope that. Yeah. And know nothing about the man.
It's a made-up person without theology.
Yeah.
Because theology tells us who God is, what he's like, how he reveals himself to us, how he commands us to live.